Okay, so for my Genius Hour topic, I decided to do mental health in school. Okay, so how does school affect teens' mental health, which is what I focused on, because teens. So 1 in 5 students actually suffer from mental health disorders, but only 80% actually get help for it. And oh boy. And then here's a picture of what a teenager would look like who's struggling in school, having all these thoughts running through their head. So now the positives of mental health and how school can be a positive impact on it. So they can have a sense of accomplishment. So someone who is really struggling with like depression, they can go to school and do this project and get a good grade and they really feel good about themselves. And then you can also socialize with everyone every day, so you at least, yeah. And then here's a picture of the 5 T's for mental health education in school, which is talking, training, teaching, tools, and taking care. And now the negatives that school has an impact on. So for many people, the negatives will outweigh the positives because people who really struggle with depression and anxiety will mainly focus on the negatives and the downfalls. And many students, when they are struggling with mental health, they will get behind, and I kind of like to call it the never-ending homework cycle. So you feel guilty for not doing homework, but then you feel too bad to actually do homework, and it's a real endless cycle, and I think we've all had it before. And now, mental health is very important with teens in school because obviously the main thing for school is how their students are doing and how healthy they are. And it's not only physical health, but also mental. Can't really go anywhere in life without being okay up there. So mental health is important because a student struggling could easily fall behind, start failing, and then you might not graduate, and it just kind of messes up a whole future. I have a picture here that's mental health, some statistics, teens versus adults. It shows you that a lot more teens struggle, and teens affected, the outcome, and depression increase. And then how can schools help with students struggling with mental illnesses? So the 5 main things that a school can do to help is make a time and safe place for students in the classroom. So like when they're having like a really bad day, or maybe like they just got a really bad grade, or they're like having a panic attack, they can walk away and take a deep breath and know that they are safe and they are validated. And the school can educate teachers on how to react to those sort of things, like when a student comes and they're not doing so well, and the teacher will know how to react instead of just. And then educate the students so other students can understand some that may be struggling, and it makes you be able to understand your peers better. Have a wellness center, so like have somewhere where you can go and check in and people can talk to you about how you're feeling and everything. Then educate parents so they can look out for the signs on how their child is doing, and then they can talk to the school to let them know that, hey, here's some things you need to look out for. So schools need to educate, see the signs of students, and spread awareness. And then here, I have the 12 things schools can do to help students with mental health. So they can promote physical well-being. So you all know exercise gives you dopamine, which makes you feel really good, and you feel better about yourself. Self-care, so try some deep breathing before the day starts, and like students checking in with teachers checking in with their students. Lessons, the schools can do classes that will help teach you about mental health, and environment, create a safe, friendly health school environment. Teachers can offer education, like I said before. families can make sure that they're supportive, and if not, like, because some people will have a bad home, so then it's better to make sure that the school understands that so that they can offer what they may lack at home. Then resilience, because I know it is very tough with someone who doesn't want to help themselves sometimes, but it is important that your peers and your teachers and the school administrators understand how it feels and help you. And then peers, make sure older students are supporting the youngers, or other way around, because anyone can struggle. Coping, you could teach better coping skills, so maybe someone has a lot of anger issues, and instead of fighting, you can take them to a separate room. It's dark, so you get them to calm down and take deep breaths, so they can learn better coping skills. Influence students to talk, so then they feel like they're in a safe environment and they are able to talk about how they feel. And then referrals, have a good referral to students that are struggling to maybe a therapist or a counselor. That's
Great. Take one.
Breathe now, just
Cool.
fine. And you're well home.
it
5
happens
minutes.
every
Okay.
time. I just
Okay, question.
yes, sir.
This is a good topic for this year and last year too.
At what age do you think we should start teaching kids about their mental health?
Honestly, I think as early as you can, like maybe once you get to middle school, because that's usually when it starts to peak up, is from like
I shared
ages
it with you.
8 to 14
No?
is where it starts to struggle.
I thought you said that you could see them.
No, Caitlin?
Do you see yourself like doing some sort of counselor, therapist?
Yes, I do plan to be a therapist when I grow up.
Yay.
Dylan?
Okay, so my question is, so do you think